do you kind of compare the leaks, and everybody talk about the leaks, the way it's portrayed in the media, like back in the day, back in the day, as we could say, when a wrestler would feed information to Dave Meltzer or Wade Keller, quote, the Sheik. Does it remind you of that?
Absolutely. Same exact thing, because you could never quite point. And wrestling was obviously a much smaller community, so you could, if you really worked at it, you could sort of try to boil it down to a couple names or faces. But, I want everybody that's listening to this podcast to, when you're done here, I'm giving you a lot of homework assignments. Watch this video and Google this. But go on and Google online the word sedition. Sedition as per U.S. Constitution. And see what it says. Something along the lines, I'm not going to get the words exactly right, but it's along the lines of somebody using words or unproven deeds to undermine a legitimate government. If that doesn't speak to what we're seeing right now, like for instance, there's this big thing now, even Republican senators saying they're trying to protect Mueller. And I agree the judiciary has to be separate, but if he can't put up some proof, not about Trump's finances or his son-in-law's finances or business dealings, if Mueller can't put up some proof that there was collusion that changed the election in favor of Donald Trump, then he should be fired, and we should stop wasting taxpayer dollars on this. It's the exact same thing as what used to be leaked in an albeit far less important arena. But right now, like these leaks today of these two transcripts of phone calls that he had with the Prime Minister of Australia and the President of Mexico, that's treason. That's treason. Those are highly classified documents, and yet somebody feels they have the wanton right to release them because they disagree apparently with Donald Trump. Well, you weren't elected, whoever it is, whoever the piece of shit is, or pieces of shit are that are leaking it. They weren't elected. Donald Trump was. So this is what I'm saying. Look up the definition of sedition and see if that doesn't strike very close to what we're seeing right now. And, I've said it before, I'll say it again. We're in uncharted territory and very dangerous waters moving forward on our government, because I can tell you, the next time somebody I don't like is elected, if this is all you have to do is just raise a whole lot of hell. Well, the franchise knows how to raise hell, and I've done that quite well for a lot of years. I guess we'll just do that and then keep them from getting anything done. And then when the right gets back in, they'll do the same thing and keep us from getting anything done. And we'll do the same thing back and the same thing back and the same thing back. And meanwhile, America suffers, which means average Americans like you and I suffer every day instead of getting anything done. I think all of Congress should be fired and get somebody in there that will do the goddamn job, because this is ridiculous with what we're paying these guys to getting nothing done. And somehow this is just being, they went away for the July 4th recess, came back and worked really hard for like 3.5 weeks, and now they're out for another month. Wouldn't you like to have vacations like that, guys? I never did in my entire career. It's ridiculous.